G'day again and welcome to another episode of Bowler's Backyard. Today's an exciting one. We've got all three stages of the flowerhead life cycle on the carrots. So today we're going to be harvesting, ladybugs. We're going to be harvesting some carrot seeds. But before any of that, make sure you get down there and subscribe. We're closing in very quickly on 1 million subscribers. We're only a couple 100,000 short. So get down there and smash that subscribe button. So today we're looking at harvesting all the carrot seeds. I sowed two different varieties. I've got Harlequin F1, which are all different colours, shapes and sizes. And then I've got the normal orange one that just says top weight improved. So it doesn't really have a different special breed of this one. So we've got two varieties in here. I will try and separate the seeds when I get them out. But for now, these are the two styles we've got. Carrots are biennial, which means that they take 2 years to go through their entire life cycle. These, I planted them pretty late, I'm pretty sure, which is why these are not 2 years old. They are probably nearly 12 months old. And I left a lot of them in. I didn't really know how, I hadn't done my research before I did it. So I left them in there. And you get a lot of seeds per carrot. Next time when I run out of these seeds, which hopefully won't be anytime soon, you only need to leave maybe 1 or 2 carrots per variety to get enough seeds for the next coming seasons. So I've got a hell of a lot of seeds here, and then we'll go through the process of cutting them down. I'll show you each stage of it, the seed. We'll cut them down. We'll put them into a colander style, get them outside of the little pods, and then we will go put them in bags and we'll get them ready to go. So let's get into it. Ready to go. Okay, so here you can see all 3 stages of the flower head as it ages. So you plant the seed, the carrot grows, the root grows, and if you don't pick it, that carrot very quickly, as I found out, if you planted it going into the hotter months, very quickly goes woody. It starts to really set down its taproot and then sets out its little hairs. And the carrot itself, when you bite into it, it's fully wood. You can't even get through it. It's a fully rooted root. So, and then if you let it go, it'll turn into this flower. Now, the carrots start off as this flower, like a pollinating flower, and then it'll change into these seed pods. So these are the same thing. If I had to let it go, it'll start out like that, beautiful, nice white flowers. And then as it grows, it'll turn into this green seed pods. I don't know if you can see that properly. And then eventually they'll dry out. Now, the information that I sort of saw was to say to let it dry on the stem, and then once it gets to this point, you then take all the seeds off, mush them between your fingers, and separate them like that. I don't know whether you have to do that. I did not find whether you could do it from the green seeds and then let it dry off of the plant, but for the sake of this video, we are just going to let it dry on the plant. Now, as you can see, you've got all of these little spiky seed pods. The seeds are inside that. Now, the information that I saw, I'll try and get a better view if you can't see that properly, but the information that I saw said that, and if you were to buy these at the store, they don't come in the spiky capsules. They're separated from that. Now, I would gather that there is no difference to storing them like this or to getting them out of the spiky pod. I think that the only benefit of getting them out of the pod would be for storage. Takes up less space, less mess. Obviously, all of these little spikes will come off while they're in the bag, and so it doesn't look very nice. So you can mush them between your fingers or in a colander, as I'll show you later, and separate them from the seed pods. But I don't think it is 100% necessary if you were to keep these. You could probably just chop them off and put them in a bag like this and plant it like this, and the carrot will come out like this. But for storage purposes from the shop and all that sort of stuff, they take them out of the cases. So we'll move to the next step. We'll take some of these dried pods, and I'll try and keep them separate from orange and purple and yellow and white and then we'll start getting them out of the cases and put them in bags. Ready to go. Another thing to probably make note of is just how many seeds come from one carrot. So as you can see, I've saved a hell of a lot of carrots and far too many that I'll ever need. So you can see this one that's bending out comes from a single carrot and comes out, has a few stems coming off of it, but every single stem, bend it out here so we can get a better view, has that many seeds coming off of it. So each little stem has its own cluster of seeds, and each cluster of seeds has hundreds. This one nearly has thousands. So that is a lot of seeds. I'm not going to need any more carrots than just this one plant, this one carrot. So next time I ever need to save some seeds, I'm probably only going to save 1 or 2 carrots, because as you can see, that is a lot of seeds per single carrot. Alright guys, with this part there's no rhyme or reason or specific method that you have to use. It's just getting the seeds out of those little seed pods. One thing that I do notice, that if it's not going to be fully dried out and they're going to be green, these are fully dried out, but if they're not, it'll be harder to get the seeds out of the pods. And as I stated before, you don't probably necessarily have to do that, but for today we're going to be getting them out of the pods and just pushing them through these sieves and then going from there. So these are the coloured ones, the purple, white, yellow colours, and so we'll do these first. Oh wow. As I think I've told you all in a different video that I've got a lady beetle infestation. Have a look at them all. Inside the flower. That is cool. Now obviously lady beetles are great. They eat all the aphids and small insects that are no good for your garden. So having a lady beetle infestation is good. Roll them through your fingers. They should pop off nicely. That's a much easier method than trying to fiddle fart around with the scissors in there. So, and there are so many seeds. You don't need to be too gentle with it. As you can see, man, I've got so many seeds out there. This is only one seed bunch from one plant, and I've already got a couple hundred sitting in the colander. Riveting stuff. Glad you joined me for this. But if you did genuinely come to figure out how to harvest your own carrot seeds so that you can be more self-sufficient, because that's the plan for me. As I've said before, I'm a bit of a lazy gardener, but I do want to make it as self-sufficient as possible, and so I don't have to rely on going to the shop every year, buying more seeds, because I think that defeats the purpose a little bit. You grow all this amazing fruit and vegetables, and then you have to keep going back and spending all your money at the shops. One of the main things to being more self-sufficient is to be able to have your own seed collection and grow your own vegetables from scratch. And it's really not that hard. The couple of plants that I have done so far, which has been the lettuce, I've done the pickling cucumbers, variety of pumpkins, tomatoes, like they're all really easy. Carrots, I suppose there is that next stage, because it can take a couple years or a year and a bit for the seeds to then be able to harvest. But for me, I don't know, I must have skipped a step because it's only been 12 months. I think I planted them in the hotter months. But it is really rewarding when you do get your own seeds, and it's not that hard. It's not that difficult. Leave a couple of plants. One carrot will get you hundreds, if not thousands of seeds. And then you're self-sufficient for a lot longer. You don't have to rely on going to shops, and it's just more rewarding. You can see that it's green in the middle there. So they're actually a bit difficult to pull off of the seed stem, and I bet you I'm not going to be able to get them out of the pods. I reckon they're going to be a bit too malleable. So some of them I will get out of the pods, some I won't, and I don't think it makes much of a difference. Right now, you can already see a lot of the mess here. You can see all the mess that's come off, all the little tiny stems, all the little hairs on the cases. So we just bring them here and mush it into the sieve. And all of the little tiny cases, stems and everything will go through. And the seeds seem to be not quite small enough, or some of them are getting through. The way I did it with the lettuce, which isn't also the way that you could do it here, is you put it all in a bowl, mush it between your fingers, and then use wind to blow away all the light and fluffy bits, like the tiny little stems and the tiny little cases. That's another way to do it as well. So, as you can see, all the seeds are in there nice. You can see some of the spiky cases on them, but nearly all of them are gone. And right there, all I need to do is leave one of these seeds go to seed when I need more. And we got another couple thousand. So all I did was I probably did both methods. I ran them through the sieve and just smushed them around in the bottom of the sieve. Most of them fell through. And then right at the end, whatever was left in here, because they are a little bit green, I'll probably leave them another couple of weeks before I do this again. So all the cases come off, all the little stems come off a lot easier. But they come out perfectly. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the nice orange ones, and I'll bag them up separately. Oh, it is pretty cool how many lady beetles I have. I'll show you a few shots of them all, but there are so many. That's pretty cool. So we are learning together, you and I. I've discovered that obviously the longer you leave it, the drier they get, the easier it is to separate from the case and the stems and all the little fluffy bits. So leave them dry. The seeds around the edge are a lot drier than the seeds towards the middle. So with these orange ones that I just did then, I pretty well only mushed them all around the edges. And when I got to the middle, they started to get a little bit green. I didn't even bother. And I got thousands again. So I've already bagged up the coloured seeds. Once I'm ready, we bag up the next one. There's no mad science to that either, just tip it in. So yeah, I guess the main objective of what you're doing with the sieve is you're separating all of the case, all of the stems, all the little fluffy bits from the seed itself. Mush them between your fingers to get them in the sieve, hold it over a clean bowl, mush it all through to the sieve. All the seeds in the cases and everything will separate, and then you blow it all away with your mouth and sort of shake it all up as everything else that's light will fluff away and the seeds will stay in the bag. Put them in your bags. I've got 2 bags here because I want to sow them separately and also put a date on it. I think the seeds that you buy at the store, they last for 2 years, so I can't see why they wouldn't last for more than 2 years. And there you have it. All right. Rightio. Well, there you have it. We have successfully turned these seeds into these seeds. It's really not that difficult. And carrots have that extra step by being biennial and growing over a 2-year period. But if you just hold tight, be patient, let them grow out, you'll see that they'll grow through the beautiful flowers. Bees love them. Lady beetles obviously love them as well. And then they go into beautiful seeds. It's rewarding. It's easy. It's the next step of being self-sufficient. And it's just a good thing to do. So thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something. I learned something. And be sure to get down there and subscribe. Who knows? You might be the 1 millionth subscriber. You never know. That'll be pretty exciting. So get down there, subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you on the next one because we got so many things still to go. We just went to a wedding, and I come back and the potatoes are ready to go. I've got to harvest a heap of tomatoes, otherwise the bugs are going to start getting them. And very special, I've got some chilies that I've just started to bud, and they've been growing for nearly 2 years, and the frost nearly killed them. So I'm very excited to see how the chilies go, and they're just here. So stay tuned. There's plenty more to come. Catch ya.